All right, ladies and gentlemen, General Greene, God bless you. It is January 15th, 2026. Massive 5D chess by Donald Trump. Imminent third package delivery. Iran to be obliterated over the weekend. Trump jockeying, as we see right now here on the 15th, again, playing a massive poker chess game against Iran and the rest of the world, namely China and Russia, that are expecting massive retaliation. Tucker Carlson has warned that Russia is considering a nuke on the United Kingdom and other parts of Europe. I actually predicted that years ago, said a tactical, God forbid, pray against it, would be deployed. Notice how people say this later after I've already said it. In addition to that, Donald Trump, as I predicted specifically in November of 2025, months ago, has called on and is now threatening the Insurrection Act in the United States. I had you all prepared for this. I told you this is why they were deploying the National Guard across our cities. We've seen the tragic events in Minneapolis. I said this when we were having the riots in Chicago. So understand, we are moving into civil unrest conditions in the United States. God forbid, much, much worse. Dramatic impeachment proceedings will be brought against Donald Trump. Another prediction that I made last year, starting in 2026. Again, the rhetoric is building. The massive propaganda from the mainstream media, the propaganda from Lindsey Graham. In fact, if Donald Trump didn't strike, he would arguably be accused of humanitarian war crimes because of the toll on the ground of the alleged Iranian protesters, for the alleged regime that is going to be changed. So understand that the United States government, pray for our military, our naval strike forces, our SEAL teams on the ground have already been deployed. They have the region absolutely surrounded. You do not position the greatest military and navy on freaking planet Earth, this beautiful freaking humble Earth, unless you plan on punching the freaking trigger, which is exactly what Donald John Trump is going to do. The great thing about Trump is he means what he says. Not only does he pull the trigger, but he strikes hard, swiftly, like we saw with the 3 nuclear proliferation sites not too long ago, sending a decoy out from Pearl Harbor. So let's get into all this hard-hitting and in-your-face news today. Again, this is your general, and you are living through World War crisis events. Just 15 days in. My God. Make sure you follow me at AMTV Media. I'm going private at 150K followers on AMTV Media on X. It's on X. Very easy to follow. You can do it for free. I'm getting critical information out on the daily, by the second. Massive economic predictions. Now, I believe there's going to be a false event soon on American soil. I know it sounds terrible, but they need a false event. Think like a Reichstag event. I am expecting a EMP strike. We saw Verizon Wireless, T-Mobile down yesterday, other carriers. And I'm going to tell and reveal the truth about that. That was not Iran. That is not China. That is not Russia. That is actually the United States. That is DARPA. And I'm going to explain why. They want to bring things into darkness. So spies that have already infiltrated into Washington, D.C., New York, other diplomats from around the world, Russian, Chinese, Xi Jinping freaking spies. They're shutting down, cloaking it in darkness. The world and our enemies does not know Donald Trump's next move. Now, operational standards are in COGS now. We are at DEFCON 1, which means imminent strike. Now, again, in war, in possible nukes, like tacticals, understand this will never be revealed to the American public. This is cloaked in the dark of night. Tucker Carlson warning of nukes for a reason. This is big. This is huge. This is why you must get your money out of the banks. Let's go over these hard-hitting and in-your-face details. Again, Donald Trump does not like to make moves. Geopolitical conflict, World War III moves. He wants to minimize the casualty count. He wants it to be decisive and direct and decapitating of the regime, of the Ayatollahs and the Shahs. These are going to be absolute hard-hitting strikes. Again, bring down the grid. Unconventional warfare, launch weapons on the EMF, electromagnetic frequency spectrum, Havana syndrome type weapons. Terminator 2 type strikes, Palantir, running massive aggressive operations in your skies. Tesla, SpaceX, the satellites, all of it. Anduril, autonomous drones, filling soon the skies of Iran, bringing down the grid, eliminating the internet, stoking fear on the fire of the regime change. Again, if Donald Trump didn't strike, and we can tell by the propaganda here, and oh my gosh, I mean, yesterday, Newt Gingrich, who's always warned incessantly about an EMP hit on the United States, recommending to all of Congress years ago. I taught an entire course on this. In the book, 1 Second After, a terrifying book, really nonfiction, but they say fiction, going over the sequence of events when the grid goes down in Washington, D.C. and across the country, never knowing who the boogeyman is, not understanding, having comms down, again, during the fires here in Maui, which I lived through. There's a whole nother story to that. Comms were down 3 days, 3 nights, darkness. Of course, we're very prepped, food, water, self-defense, bunkers, fallout shelters, all of it. For years, bug out bags, everything, water filtration, food production, the list goes on and on, fully ready. 3 days of darkness, no help, no comms, no communication, no military safety or involvement, which tells you when an American city goes down, God forbid, there will be no help. There will be pandemonium. Maui, even Malibu to a certain extent, have been petri dish examples of that. Again, you can't depend on your government. You can only depend on yourself. We have massive protests soon to hit the streets of the United States. Thousands of No King's Day protests. Thousands of ICE, baby protests. Near 70 countries banned here in the United States from immigrant visas for a reason. Strike force groups, purchasing agreements of Greenland, Western hemispheric hegemonic control, superpower nation, national new standardization, golden freaking age, and a golden dome a la Israel that will be built and promised by the greatest president that the world has ever seen. A massive logistical plan. Massive. I mean, Israel's a small place. The United States having to put a giant golden iron dome across this great country, and not to mention non-contiguous states like here in the beautiful island of Hawaii with Pearl Harbor. And let's get into these specifics here for a minute because they are extraordinary. Absolutely freaking extraordinary what's happening. By the way, Deck 2 launches Imminent RSVP with my father. I had a great conversation with 2 amazing individuals from Canada. You know who you are, Paul and Michelle. God bless. I salute you. Look forward to shaking your hand here at Island Project Sovereign Nation Country 1776. Donald Trump earlier this morning has this to say on True Social. Warning, quote, if the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists from attacking the Patriots' vice, who are only trying to do their job, I will institute the Insurrection Act. This has not been done since the LA Rodney King freaking riots, which many presidents have done before me, and quickly put an end to the travesty that is taking place in that once great state. Trump said earlier today in a social media post. Trump is not backing away, my friends. He's bluffing. He's like and likes to strike again over weekends. He's an up-only president. He strikes when the U.S. stock market is closed. Massive volatility across silver, my second price target for taking profits. Second price target for taking profits in silver is $100. I'll be taking 25% off the top. Boom, wham, bam. Thank you, man. Massive profits. Congratulations to everybody tuning in silver and gold. Massive volatility last night within the last couple hours. Massive. In fact, broker dealers, my great friend, I've been selling gold, silver for years now, multiple decades for, single digits. Now it's skyrocketing, making all of you diamond nut rich. Now minimum orders are 10,000, 100,000 in some cases for silver and gold purchases for a reason. The old money is being repriced. The central banks are rushing out into sovereign money that they control. They're buying Bitcoin through the Bitcoin standardization, sovereign reserves, etc. So again, hold on tight and grab and put on your diapers, freaking buttercup, because there's going to be massive freaking diarrhea across this country soon. Again, the targeted attack inside what I believe JOB in the United States, Verizon comms down, T-Mobile down. We've seen dry runs on this, but we're now fully operational against massive fleets in this part of the world, focusing on Tehran, targeting the nation, full freaking decapitation, full freaking regime change. SS. SOS. SOS. Morse code. First and second packages delivered. We have Newt Gingrich here warning of an EMP strike on the United States, has for years, recommended the book 1 Second After to the American public. He's an insider. I revealed all this declassified intel, thousands of declassified information and other information at my schools years ago. A grave EMP threat is now live and operational, folks. Live and operational. Now, don't panic. They'll probably just bring the grid down for a short time to instill fear and then use it as a false you-know-what event. Wave that flag. Operation for the Iranian annihilation using a nuke. They need something big. They've got to weaponize the psychological mind of the American public in the Western Hemisphere so that it is justified for a decapitating attack that will occur this weekend. Assets are in place. Packages have been delivered. 1 and 2, we are already on the ground. Special operations like Venezuela, the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the seizure of Greenland. Again, the 3 Iranian nuclear proliferation attacks, which we predicted. So again, nuclear strike fears escalate. U.S. military intervention. Americans warned to flee the region. You have to understand Donald Trump is clearing out our bases to minimize civilian and military American casualties. He's doing the right thing. This is a complicated, complex thing. And what you do is you bluff that you're walking away while all of your assets are in position. Then you make the freaking call. You unlock our SEALs on the ground. God bless you, SEALs. Your general supports you. And these are weaponized men on the ground. On the ground, they're wearing suits of new technology. Understand this. They can see through skin at this point. They are wearing shields and body armor of technological capability. There are literal devices on them making them superhuman. Many of you still don't understand this. Now, 6 U.S. yesterday, KC-135 tankers just scrambled from Al Udeid, Qatar. Refuelers are airborne. They are in the air now. Strike Force inbound. Remember, we had the presidential doomsday plane run as a decoy in Los Angeles just days ago. It's a decoy. All of this military operation and decoys are playing out now. Again, Donald Trump pretends to back off. Boom. He freaking strikes. Knocks them right in the balls. Full decapitation event. Breaking alert. Global military risk. Spiraling. Updates indicate dramatic escalation between the United States and Iran. This is all happening now. This is not routine. This is not normal airspace management. The signals point to imminent military confrontation. Again, even Donald Trump is heated. He told a Ford plant worker to F off a couple days ago. This man is not fooling around. He does not bluff. He hits freaking hard. Folks, I love you all. Jesus Christ is King. Exit the banks now. Like and share this video. If you are God first, faith first individual, please share this with your Christian brothers and sisters. It is so important to get prepped, get your money out of the banks. You need to be going all in crypto, Bitcoin now. Buy the freaking dippity dip. Get into Deck 2 eminently. 808-442-2934. RSVP with my father. 100 exclusive investors. 50 million. Bam! It is on. Pre-tokenization, multi-billion-dollar founders launch. We are the gold Rolex. We are the masterclass Lamborghini. We are the billionaire baller Navy SEAL team for Jesus Christ, building kingdom wealth in and during the crisis. Worldwide, civil unrest in the United States of America. Pray for peace. Massive impeachment proceedings on the heels of the imminent Iranian strike. But the question is, are you prepared, folks, spiritually, mentally, physically, with your money, your churches, and community. I prepared you for this moment for now multiple decades with over 10,000 plus videos, warnings of specific flashpoints that Ukraine would lead to the World War III strike event. You're living through it now. I told you to buy the dip under 1,000 in Bitcoin to take it to the moon to 100K. I'm telling you to go all in now. I predicted the Iranian 3 nuclear proliferation sites. I predicted the all glory to God and the Holy Spirit and Christ the King, the lockdowns, the brutal, brute force lockdowns. We predicted all of it. The massive affordability crisis dubbed by me, the massive hyperinflation. And now you heard it here first. Trump is bluffing. The hit is on. Strike groups on the ground, package 1 and 2 delivered. Stay tuned at AMTV Media and like and share this video. God be with you all. The world will never be the same again. God bless.